Hey everyone, what's up? I am just going to wait until I can see that I am either live or not, and then and I'll say hello to everybody. Oh, shoot. Now I am. Hold on. Okay. I think I think I fixed it. Did I fix it? Yes. Awesome. Okay, 5 by 5. Awesome. So, yeah, I hate this new YouTube thing where they put at in front of everybody's name and squish everybody's name together. Now it's like one big long name. So I'm just gonna say hello. Hey Dee, how are ya? Great to see you. Maria, Kevin, my brother. Hey Katrinka. Hope all is well. KP Heathen. Mary Miles, great to see you. Hey Virginia Bushcrafter. Hey Tuck. What's for dinner? Don't make me throw you out of here. Putting those two words together. How dare you? Billy! Hey, Dusty. Teresa. Uh, if I miss anybody, it's totally on accident. Y'all know I'm a bumbling idiot up here. Hey, CP, is that Sherry? Or Sherry, I should say? Because it gives me your other names now, and I don't always remember who's who. Hey, Ohio, great to see you. Michigan, great to see you too. There is no bacon for dinner. You know, you and Kevin, I'm gonna have to throw you both out if you guys can't, behave on the yucky foodness. You're awesome, Teresa. So yeah, I'll just give you a brief of like what's been going on with me so you guys all know that I left YouTube for a while because I needed to take a break. And like I told everybody, it wasn't a break from people, it was a break from news and being inundated with everything. And I have kind of I can get an addicted personality. So, when I'm on YouTube, I'm on YouTube. And I have to watch everything that's coming across and it was just I was getting too much information. And even in the channels that don't bombard you with information, and not that I should say bombard people who don't even talk about things. Everybody in the chat was talking about it. Okay, good. Oops, I just clicked on the wrong one. Okay, good. I remember it coming up on a comment like that. um what did I just miss to make? Oh yeah, it's that's cool you remembered. Yeah, they don't really protest or doing anything at my building. It's usually not a it's not usually an issue. I just say that because it sounds funny. Like, hey, I work in a government building, so I should be really safe when stuff happens. But anyway, so yes, me, the babbling idiot, as usual. So that's never going to change. Hey, Dan. But I definitely needed the break, and it did a lot for my mental health. I actually started doing stuff again. I've been taking sign language classes, and we've been going to the range every week, and I've been learning how to do that because, I'm in New York and the laws suck, and it's not easy to do that here. So I've been doing what I can and trying to learn stuff, and we've been doing it every week. And I'm actually doing things. I'm learning to do more cooking, more from scratch stuff, and it was just a really good break. But I missed all you guys, and it was, I still saw, a couple of notifications come through until I had to shut them off too. And I'm like, you know what? I have to shut everything off. Otherwise, I'm going to get sucked back in before I'm ready for it. But now I'm ready and I'm taking everything in moderation. So I'm not going full blown YouTube anymore. I am just trying to do a couple a week and leave it at that. So this way I have the best of both worlds. I'm not risking my mental health, and I am still getting to talk to all you cool people. I wasn't going to come back here, but I don't know if you guys remember my first story. That's when I said when I first started this, I'm like, I woke up one day. I always said I would never, ever, ever be on camera. And I woke up one day and I had this overwhelming urge. I had to do it, and I had to do it right now. I had to start this channel because I guess somebody needed to hear something, somebody needed something. And then, it seemed like everything was good, and then I could not do this because, well, I love helping people. I suck talking to a camera, clearly, as you can tell. I always say, if you want to email me, you want to, whatever, I'm always willing to talk. I am not this babbling idiot when you talk to me in real life versus when I'm just talking to a computer screen, because it can't talk back and I can't feed off of it. So it's hard. And then if I try to read the comments, I go completely squirrel. And so it's either I'm reading all the comments or I'm reading none of them. So anyway, so this time I was actually, yes, you totally can talk. So this time, I was actually watching Josh's video, and he probably doesn't know this, but he, it was his video that actually started this comeback here. So did you ever have something where you hear somebody and you like that message was meant for me? So anyway, he had this video about going back to basics, and he was telling everybody, just go back to basics. Everybody who's doing a channel, doesn't matter who you are, go back and go back to basics. And for whatever reason, this hit me, and I was like, crap, is that me? Like, I feel like this is a message that I am supposed to be getting. So I said, all right, if this is what it is, I kind of prayed on it, and I was like, hey, God, if this is what you want me to do, then three separate people, like not in the same chat, not like people feeding off each other, three separate people randomly have to tell me they need to see my lives again. The other day, I ended up in a chat that I had never seen before. I was bored at work and I was just scrolling. Nobody was on. And I was kind of looking for like a live to get into. And there's one person I've never seen him. And, he's part of this community and other people know him. And I don't even remember what his name is at the moment. But I wandered in and I saw a few people I knew, and that was the last person who said, please, please, I want to see your lives again. And I was like, all right, that was the third person. And it was so, because it was so random that I ended up in this person's chat. I'd never heard of him before. And I'm usually not scrolling at work looking for stuff. Don't tell my boss. But I'm usually not scrolling at work, like looking to do stuff, because usually I have enough work to keep me busy where I will end up in somebody's chat and I will kind of just be in the background. But I happened to be real bored that day. Hey, Pam. So anyway, that's my story. That's why I'm back. And yeah, so I figured if what all started. I appreciate that, Teresa. I should have said like, hey, close your ears before I say this, but as long as you promise, we're good. So I figured, like, you know what, let's go back to the basics, and we'll talk about how to, how panic attacks, when they come on suddenly, and how people deal with them and good coping mechanisms. I have about 11, And, you know, everybody's different. Everybody has their own different mechanisms to deal with them. Some things work for some people, things definitely don't work for the other people. And you have to find, you know, what works for you. You know, nothing's the same for everybody. Different people have different triggers and just, you know, how they deal with things. So I'm just gonna go and see if I lost anything with the chat. If anybody said anything to me or if I missed anybody. Yes, live chat, top chat is for the confused, as Camo Carl would say. Uh, if I miss anything, just put it back into the chat. If and I still do not like untrained dogs. I can accept that. New York will have to fall in order sooner or later with their gun laws, a lot of them. You know what? They really are. And it's, you know, I'm actually going for my license and it's like a year process. And now they won't let you buy anything without a license. Like nothing. It used to just be hands. Now it's anything. Aw, thanks, Kev. You're so sweet for saying that, but I know how I sound. This is why I never, ever, ever rewatch myself. If I did, I would never do this again. I'm just talking to camera. See, and you do fine. You are, you know, I would never know you're nervous. To me, you seem pretty good. You're awesome. All right, I think I'm caught up. So, all right. If you guys have any other tips, please put them in the comments. I might have it on my list, I might not, but everybody needs tons of ideas because like as I said, people react different. All right, so hey Dee, I said hello to you before, but I think you were not in here when I said hello. All right, so I'm having a major hot flash, which this is new for me. Last 6 months or so, I get hot flashes like every 15 minutes. So anxiety doesn't help. Oh, no worries. I just wanted you to know that I said hello to you. Okay, so you're having a panic attack. First thing I do is you have to relax. And when I say relax, that means relax your muscles. So you're going to you loosen up your jaw because you usually clench. Your shoulders come up near your ears, and your hands clench. So you're going to start jaw, relax it, shoulders down, hands unclench. Now, by the time you get to your hands, your jaw and your shoulders are usually back up and done it again. So go back, do it again. Unclench the jaw, relax the shoulders, unclench the hands. You have to keep because I know, especially with me, I shouldn't say you all, it might just be me. I have to do that. I have to repeat that process like 15 times and keep telling myself, relax the jaw. Because I notice by the time I get to my hands, my jaw's all clenched up again. So that's big. Relaxing all your muscles. If anything else on your body is clenched, yeah, exactly. It's terrible. And then I get horrible TMJ. So I have to constantly remind myself, even just if I get stretched. Okay, yeah, see, I don't do that, but like I said, everybody is different. So if you do your feet too, put that on your list of checking your body to make sure everything is, hey, off the wall prepper, how are you? Okay, Hey, Sway. Breathing. Everybody's got different techniques for breathing. My technique is first, I mean, some people just take deep breaths, and anything that works for you is fine. Don't let somebody tell you you have to breathe this way. Just, I know Katrinka did a breathing video. She does it a little differently than I do. Some people just take deep breaths and they concentrate just on taking deep breaths. And um I do it where I actually count. I breathe in for a certain amount. I count, just however fast, however long, it doesn't matter what number I get to. But whatever number I count breathing in, I double it breathing out. Because when you have anxiety and you have a panic attack, you're hyperventilating. So you want to make sure you stop hyperventilating. If you can stop hyperventilating and relax all your muscles, you can't go into a full-blown panic attack, but you have to do both at the same time. But hyperventilating will make it worse. So you've got to really concentrating on your breathing. And as I said, there is a couple of different methods. I know that there's one where you breathe in for 3, hold it for 3, release it for 3. I don't like holding my breath at all. So that one doesn't work for me. I know it works for other people, and that's what they say that they do. So whatever works for you. Next one is singing. Singing helps you breathe. It stops you from hyperventilating because you are breathing correctly when you are singing. I sing. People around me don't like it. It is what it is. They throw things at me. I start to laugh. Kills the panic attack. So, especially if I'm in a car, though. If I'm in a car, I'm usually singing anyway, and people who pull up at a light next to me, they don't like it, but I'll never see them again. So that's their problem. But singing regulates your breathing. It also distracts you. Um, Cold water. I will if I because normally I get hot flashes, kind of different than what I have now, but I will get hot flashes, and so for me to cool down, I will go in and I'll wash my hands under cold water. I'll put something cold on my wrist, like if I have a bottle of cold water, put it on your wrists, the back of your neck, back of your ears. Those kind of spots help you cool down quickly. Well, I'm glad you did. Where are you here? Or are you traveling? Holding the breath, not good. Suspending the breathing, better. See, I don't know what the difference is. See, to me, that I've heard that before, and it never made sense to me. To me, it's the same thing. But that's why I don't do it your way. I do it my way. Yeah, you do what you need to do, and everything whatever works for you. Okay. Okay, grounding yourself. And I don't mean sending yourself to timeout. So there's a couple of different methods. It's either the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or the 3, 3, 3. And it's, again, whatever works. You concentrate on your senses. So, like, you're having a panic attack, 5 things you can see. And you kind of do that. 4 things you can physically touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. It's a really good distraction for me sometimes. But there's also like a psychological something behind that. I don't know what it is. To me, it's a more of a distraction thing. But I think it's a sensory perception thing also for some people. It's not something I use a lot. As a matter of fact, I think I've only used it once or twice. I have other methods that work better for me. Not that this doesn't work, it's just not my go-to one. Hubby and I sing in the truck. Exactly. And that's awesome that you guys can, do that. See, when I sing, my husband threatens to divorce me. So, Uh-oh, what did Ralphie do? With your camera, I would never know. Oh, wow, that is like the best compliment ever. Never had a panic or anxiety, but my wife has. I feel for anyone who has them because they're obviously, oh, they're awful. They're actually, they can be very, very debilitating. And you can have, just like with anything else, you can have very mild ones where you have a couple and you never have them again, or you can have them severe where it basically takes over your life. And I actually did a video. I want to say it was with the prepping artist, and we were talking about how you cope with somebody who has anxiety when you don't. Because, like I had said, I had a friend back in high school who had very bad panic attacks, and I never had one at that point. And he would say things to me, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. You're just, relax, just calm down. And I couldn't understand why he couldn't do that. So I've actually been on both sides of the coin. So I understand when my husband says, I don't understand you. I mean, he's learned, over the years on, ways to deal with me, but he never understood them. So. And I understand that why he doesn't understand them. Oh, you're sweet, Katrinka. Nice ex-boy. Uh-oh. We should do a duet talk. That's anything. But yeah, dealing with other people with anxiety when you have no idea what to do it's frustrating. So I get it. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. Um, all right, I did that. This is really important, talking to yourself. When we panic, we tend to be concentrating on all the negative things. And it's when you're telling yourself this, you're actually feeding into the anxiety. So you need to change those negatives into positives. And you have to tell yourself, it's a panic attack. I've had them before. I've gotten through them before. This will pass. It won't last forever. Um, yeah, everybody, when people panic, they tell themselves different things. I mean, some people is, they're afraid. You could be afraid they're having a heart attack. Well, if you know that these are the symptoms you felt for, all of this time, and you always have the same symptoms, then you pretty much know that you're not having a heart attack, you are having a panic attack. Now, if you are worried that you might be having one, you should absolutely go and see your doctor and make sure that you're not. And then once they give you the all clear, then you can really tell yourself, hey, I know my heart is good. I am I am just having a panic attack. So you can kind of do that with anything that you are fearful of. That was just like one example. If you have a different fear, then, do something to alleviate that fear. However you need to do it, whether it's going to a doctor or whatever it is. I can't even think of others at the moment, but whatever it is, you can do something to alleviate that fear. This way, when you talk to yourself, you don't have those what ifs in the back of your head. And I'm talking about doing it healthy wise. Like, like as I said, like if you think you're having a heart attack when you're having a panic attack, and you go to the doctor and just get checked out. It's a good thing to do anyway. And then you turn your what ifs into so whats. Been there done that. Made it through before. I'm going to make it through this one again. Throwing gas on a fire. I'd rather not. Good news though is she hasn't smothered me with a pillow yet. Yeah. So I yeah, you know what best thing is is ask her what she needs. That's like one of the biggest things, say, and not you don't have to do it now because it could change every 10 minutes. You could tell her to say, "This is what I need from you right now. I need you to walk away from me, or I need you to just be here, or I need you to hold my hand." Whatever it is, ask her what she needs, and you can ask her while she's having that panic attack because, like I said, it can be different each time you have a panic attack. Sometimes she could want you close, other times she could be like, "Get away from me." So it depends on what set her off. So ask her. It might help you deal with her better. Draft getting emails. You're a funny guy. Right, Billy? Would you take care of him for me? I was bed a few years ago, all day. Just slept 4 hours. Could they? Yeah. And it's terrible. Some people sleep all the time because their brains are so overactive. They're just tired all the time. And even when they're asleep, they're not getting good sleep. And other people can't sleep at all. And that just also feeds into your anxiety because being tired like that is definitely feeds into it. It's horrible. And then it could also flip flop. You could sleep for 6 days and then for the next 2 months you won't sleep at all. It's horrible, horrible. Nope. All right. I still don't know what caused it for 9 months. It's still here, but I have learned to control it, live with it. Okay. Hey, prepping artist, I just mentioned you. Uh, I tell my wife to relax, just just to get her not be relaxed. Some people call that antagonizing, but I can't spell that word, so I don't know. Okay, I'm confused. You're antagonizing her when she has, or you're just telling her to relax, not because of a panic attack, just because you're being a scotch. I wasn't tired, couldn't sleep, awful. You get like wired. It's, I understand. Ask her. Yep. Just ask her. Okay. So where are we? Pray. If you're a praying person, praying can definitely help you, obviously. Um, hey, Rabbit. Carrying something that calms you. I always have a bottle of water. It's that's just my thing. That helps me. I can stop, take a deep breath. I can drink the water. I usually guzzle the water. It also helps me to breathe when I start sipping the water, but I always like cold water I have with me. It just, if I have water, I feel like I'm good. So that's my thing. But it can be anything. It could be a crystal. It could be a picture. It could be a fidget spinner. It could be, anything that makes you comfortable. I always, like I said, I always carry water with me. I try to always keep cold water with me. That's not always possible though, but as long as I have something, I can, I can stop and calm myself. And that is true too. Being dehydrated is not good for any part of you, including your mental health. Okay, so if you're in like a public place, I mean, sometimes you're in your own living room and you have one, and this doesn't really apply, but like, let's say you're at work or something and you're having a massive panic attack, people tend to go and hide. Just in general, not everybody, but it's kind of more the go-to. People get like embarrassed. They don't want people to know that they're having a panic attack. It is so widely out there these days, and so many people suffer from anxiety that 99% of people, if even if they don't know what it's like to experience a panic attack, they know somebody who has them, and they get it, and it takes its power away if you just say, hey, listen, I'm having a panic attack. Everybody just, whatever it is you need. Usually everybody just give me 2 minutes, because I don't like being the center of attention at all. I don't want any eyes on me. So I'll be like, hey, I'm having a panic attack. Give me 5 minutes and I'll be fine. And then they go about their business, and they always do. Like, nobody has ever said like, well, oh, wait, are you okay? Are you? Nope. Everybody just gives me the space. They walk away, and if I ever had to, I'd be like, I just don't like eyes on me. Eyes makes it worse on me. And they're like, cool, back away. And it just seems to take its power away. I feel, again, my opinion, that this is it's so much worse when you're trying to hide it, because now you have the anxiety of, well, I don't want to be embarrassed, so I don't want to tell anybody, and people don't understand. 99% of those people that you talk to are going to go, yeah, I've had a panic attack in the past, I know what they feel like, or yes, I suffer from anxiety, or my wife, my husband, my son, my whatever, they suffer from it, so we get it. It's just so widely known out there that there's absolutely, there never was a reason to hide it, but now with everybody knowing about it, it just makes life so much easier. Next one I have is distraction. Try to distract yourself with something. Like I said, singing can be a distraction. Working on a puzzle, talking to a friend. Some people like to talk when they're having a panic attack because they just want to distract themselves. And that's, anything that works for you is good, as long as it's a healthy distraction. Some people smoke, and go and have a cigarette. I'm not going to lecture anybody on that, because, you're an adult, you do what you do. But anything healthy, is, is good. And the last one I have is tasting a strong flavor. A lot of people will say sour. So have sour candies. I hate sour. I would rather deal with a panic attack than eat a sour candy. So, but that's just me. Hot stuff also. Rather deal with a panic attack than eat something that's going to burn my mouth. But if you can stomach that stuff or like that stuff, it definitely, I have been told, helps. It Whatever, again, I think it's a sensory thing. I don't know. Like, as I said, I didn't give my disclaimer in the beginning. I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist of any sort whatsoever. So understand that all of my advice is opinions on things that I have been through personally, or have or know of personally. Yeah, those are the really super sour things, right? Yes. And I think that's exactly what they would say. They said, eat the warheads. Nope. I would rather deal with a panic attack. Uh-oh, who's dealing with kidney stones? Oh no, prayers for you, prayers for Mr. LOL. I hope he does it quickly. And as less pain as he can. My second ex used to have panic attacks. Bad enough, I'd call an ambulance. They can become debilitating. As I said, back in the day, I was I was full blown agoraphobic, and when I had panic attacks, that's what happened. Yeah, so if like I said, it's up to you. Hey, I see you separated the letters for me because they don't belong together. How you doing? I don't know if you heard my story in the beginning. This one of your videos started my whole back to YouTube thing. So that is my list for dealing with panic attacks. You guys have like what's your go-to when you have one? Like what's your Hey, Stray Kitten. Usually on Mondays. Oh, you're sweet, Josh. Uh, ice helps panic attacks too if you put yes, that was one of the things that I said cold water, but ice definitely. Back of your neck or your wrists, it helps some people too, whatever that pressure point is. For me, it's spiritual triggers. I can go out and people acting so crazy, it really makes me anxious. I have to pray to relax my body and it stops. Okay. Well, I'm glad it stops it for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't do crowds anymore. Crowds and me are that's long gone. I want to avoid them at all costs if I can. They want to give me a whole Xanax in the hospital. I couldn't. I was scared that would kill me. I don't like medication. And they had given me, when I first started this, they had given me Xanax, and it was awful. It was quick highs and lows, first of all, so it caused more anxiety. And the first couple of times I took it, it was like I was drunk. I was slurring my words. I had taken it at a job that I wasn't there that long. And I was like, they're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. They gave me this pill." And they were like, "Oh, I hated it. I couldn't wait to get off of it." Um, and when I was in the hospital, they gave me like, oh God, it was an insane amount. And I was like, and all I did was sleep. I think I slept for a week. And I was like, I need to get off of this. It's awful. And that was the first thing I did. I needed to get off all of those. Yeah, because when you panic, your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, everything, that's what and you gotta tell yourself jaw, shoulders, hands, feet if you do your feet, anything else that might be. If you lock your knees, make sure your knees are unlocked. um I don't do any of that, so it doesn't register with me. I just do my jaw, my shoulders, and my hands, because those are the three things that I clench up when I get anxious. And then the breathing. So unclench, breathe however it is you want to breathe. That is the biggest. And if you can get your breathing correctly and you can get your muscles to stop clenching, then you won't have a full blown panic attack. You can still have some anxiety, but it won't be as bad as like I need an emergency room visit because I don't know what's going on with me. Yeah, you have to train yourself to remember to do that. And then find one of the tricks that works for you. Oh, I gotcha. I'm the same. And they have so many different things for anxiety that you can do naturally. Again, I am not, one of my things is I don't like to try new things. So I'm horrible with trying stuff. But everything I do natural is, basically talking to myself. And I know I've gotten a lot better because I had a very, very, very minor accident not so long ago. And just something like that would have, many years ago would have set me off because for whatever reason. And like I said, there was nobody was hurt. It was minor. It was basically a fender bender. And, you know, I realized that I wasn't having a panic attack. And I was actually very proud of myself. And then the other day, I was on my way back to work from lunch, and there was a massive accident, a motorcycle accident on the expressway, and they ended up closing the road. So everybody was trying to get off at one exit. They had everybody, and there was a light there. The traffic was backed up for about a mile and a half, and that was the first exit you could get off at. And I was trapped there, and that is one of my triggers, being trapped. And I just talked to myself, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know what? Eventually I'll get off here. And I mean, I got, frustrated because, we couldn't move. And I ended up having to take vacation time from work because I never made it back because I was literally stuck for, let's see, I want to say I was stuck for over an hour and a half when I finally called and said, clearly I'm not going to come back because I'm still stuck in this traffic. But it was my wake up call of like, wow, I've come a long way. I had no panic attacks. And I even thought about it at one point. I was like, all right, am I going to have a panic attack here? Nope, I'm not. And I told myself I wasn't, and I didn't. So I definitely have come a long way. Same. Well, alrighty then, Rabbit. I will not take any of their meds. It's my joy. Yep. For most people, I mean, like that's usually the majority of people. Jaw, shoulders, hands. I just figured out what that said. Yeah. They gave me a prescription a couple of years and it really helped me out. But a month's supply lasted me a year. There. I only took it when it was full blown panic mode. Oh, that's good that you don't, because those things are very addicting. So it's good you know when you need them and only take them when you need them. I'm not knocking medicine. It's just not for me. Right? Doesn't he have great energy? Do you mean tonight or just in general? I hope I said. I know I always have the same problem. I'm like, if I missed anybody, I swear it's not important. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so hey everybody. Yeah, I was very proud of myself. Hey, Blackbird. Listening, had to subscribe to their. Oh, for me, it's getting there. After I arrive somewhere, I'm fine, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, absolutely. Do you have a anxiety of just driving in general? I know these days I do. The traffic around me is insane, and the people literally have no regard for any kind of traffic rules around me anymore. And I get so nervous. I'm like, like this, watching some of these people, going in and out of traffic at insane speeds, and they're doing it in massive traffic, and I don't know how they don't hit people. And I've seen a lot of accidents too, so apparently somebody's hitting somebody. Mm-mm. You need to. I feel like that. I'm feeling like that's a no. You would probably drive me into a wall just because. Hey, you are the all-time best. That's it. Oh, oh, that was sweet. Oop. Hey, I can't see what your other name is, so I don't know if you're just new or if you have another name that YouTube is not showing me. I hate this new format. Hey, Hunter. Oh, William, how you doing? Okay. Thanks, Teresa. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube's got to play games like this. Anyway, anybody have any other tricks that they use when they're doing this? I've never seen it. Oh, you're sweet. Actually, you know what? There was a couple of people who Teresa's actually very good at it too. So she gets there before I do now. I think she has surpassed me. I make my tinctures with 151. I carry an eyedropper bottle, 2 ounces with me. There you go. Oh, what's her name? I always wanted a German Shepherd. It's one of the dogs I can't have though because I'm allergic to a lot of dogs. Um, I've gotten better. There's some that I'm perfectly fine with. German Shepherds are a big no for me though. I can't be in a house for more than like 5 or 10 minutes without getting all oh, that's awesome. Aw. But German Shepherds are one of my favorite dogs. Hey, distraction. As long as you're not pushing him in front of that train, then it's perfectly fine. But distractions definitely work. And if that's the place that you need to go, we all have, our happy places. And I guess if that's yours, again, just don't act on it and it's all cool. You're funny. It's cool. Nobody, There you go. Well, you know what? Severe stress definitely can set off panic attacks. I mean, some people who have I never had them in my life. I think I was just somebody who was prone to them, I guess, just with my personality. I don't know. But it wasn't until, I had massive pieces of stress come at me from all angles that one day it just kind of turned on and that was the end of it. And the worst for me is because I'm an overthinker, my whole thing was, well, I had a panic attack. My very first panic attack, I ended up in the hospital in the ER because I thought I was having a heart attack. And they told me it was a panic attack. And I was like, I don't understand what that means. And that's all he said. He's like, you're having a heart attack. I was like, well, what was I feeling in or what were the pains in my chest? And he's like, muscle spasms. And I'm like, again, I don't know what that means. And he wasn't very good at explaining anything, which not that I'm saying he needed to be, but some people are great at explaining things and other people not so much. And he just wasn't one for explaining things, and I had no idea what it meant. I didn't know what a panic attack was. And all I kept thinking is I'm going to have another one. And me thinking I was going to have another one forced me to have another one. And it snowballed from there. And hence the next 5 years of my life were difficult. I have to have I'm not faulting you for anything. No judgment. Yeah, Kelly, it's been great to see you. I haven't seen you around anywhere. How is Rambo doing? Are you guys all good? All right, so I am. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Happy train thoughts. And I always, yeah. She just showed her true colors. She got people getting hit by trains in her mind. Oh, wow. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm guessing this is why we haven't seen you around lately. All right. Well, prayers that you get the knee surgery and all goes well. All right. I am going to shut this one down. I'm not. I don't know if I will be on every Monday night. I'm gonna try. Hey, fish sticks. Oh, good to know. So you haven't seen me getting hit by a train after learning to deal with it. I said, good. I'm gonna try and do Mondays again. As long as as long as I have as long as I keep everything in check, and as long as I feel like I'm supposed to still be here. So if you guys have nothing else, uh, I just, if I can help one person, I feel like I've done something. I suffered from it uh for so long, and even after those first 5 years were, I mean, rough and kind of like a living hell for me. And after that, I mean, I've been dealing with it for so long, and y- while I was learning, a lot of therapy, a lot of therapy. Um, you know, getting better and dealing with it. And I just totally went squirrel in my mind, and I have no idea what I was about to say. So we're gonna end it there. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, but anyway, I don't, that's what I was gonna say. I don't ever want to see anybody else suffer with these. I wouldn't wish these on my worst enemy. They're just awful. So if I can help one person, it it does my heart good. So I'm 99% sure I will be on here next Monday. I do not believe I have anything going on, so I will talk to you all next week, or I'll see you guys in some chats. You guys have an awesome night.